see it. Oh. Sam, Spencer and Robert present the greatest video ever. We would like to remind you that Mr. Carroll is a legend. And now let's begin with the video about Melee.
Hang on a minute. I know this is a video game, but let me clear up. Professional gaming may seem childish, but it turns out that last year, esports grand finals were more viewed than the NBL finals, the BCS finals, and the NBA finals, making it the second biggest sport in the US, with its numbers having doubled each year. Now that's out of the way, let me explain to you why that was extremely impressive. Actually, I think the best way to explain this is to show you what's happening when Westballz does this kind of stuff. Yeah, his name is Westballz. You're just gonna have to live with that.
Westballz versus Shinobi. Alright. So Shinobi was going, Fox and teams. I guess he's going Sheik now. It's interesting. Sheik is really good. Westballz.
7 inputs per second? Wowee! But this game isn't just hitting buttons, oh no. Instead, it's a game filled with hand-eye coordination, varying physics, degrees of control, and reading your opponent's actions. So, sit back, eat some popcorn if he snugs them into class, and let's discuss this game. But first, we need to explain how this game was briefly. Think of this game as sumo wrestling on drugs, because the way you die is if you get knocked off the screen, or just fall off if you've had enough. Whether it's from the sides, bottom, or top. The higher your percent, the further moves knock you back, and each move has varying knockback power, damage, and angles they send you at. Every time you go off screen, you lose a stock, and each game of Melee starts you off with 4 stocks with an 8-minute timer. Firstly, we're going to talk about how this covers body control and awareness. In a game like this, you must always be paying attention to the screen, so you need to know what buttons you're pushing while paying attention to your opponent, especially since the techniques executed by the players are hard to execute, even outside the heat of battle. But before we talk about that tech, we need to talk about DI. DI stands for Directional Influence, which allows you to slightly influence the angle you're launched at after an attack. And while the regular knockback from the opposition's move still applies, its slight influence may be enough to potentially allow to escape from a combo, or live a move that would otherwise kill without it. This is something that makes Smash's combo system special, and what allows Westballz to live many attacks and get out of combos so he can do his own. He needs to read his opponent's DI, so he can predict where they are going to go after he does a move, allowing him to continue the combo, potentially into death. This needed awareness is often used to create the flashy combos you see Westballz doing, and his ability to know when to use his certain attacks along with the body control needed to operate the controller. It's also that awareness that allows him to do dumb stuff like this.
The right angle there, losing that first stock. Ice backs up in his chair, focuses up, and unfortunately messing up the lasers.
And still win. Which leads me to my next point. This involves controlling his character in the game, being typically his main falco, but can involve these characters as well. He must be able to execute crucial tech quickly with his character, so let's talk about some of those techs. Like multishine. I'm going to be talking about a lot of frames, so just know that this game operates at 60 frames per second. A shine is a move that Falco has that comes out frame 1 and is his best combo starter. However, you can cancel that with a jump on frame 5, and then stop your jump with another shine on the next frame. This can be done over and over and over if you get the timing right.
I do this literally forever.
This is great for potentially breaking an opponent's shield or forcing them out of it. But there are many other techs that would take way too long to explain in this video, so the point is that Westballz needs to be able to control what his character is doing, which is the most important aspect, because once you have control over your character, you can focus on trying to control what the opponent's character will do. Along with this, he needs to be able to maintain control of his character well via his controller, as one misinput can lead to death, something he's quite familiar with.
That second winner summons what will happen. Let's go! Westballz is in fire!
Oh no.
Anticipation and timing. This is extremely important to execute custom combos and certain techs, as mistiming it will result in failing the tech, leaving you open for a punish from the opposition, potentially leading them to combo you. Along with this, anticipating what your opponent will do is crucial in reading their movements. To best show this, we need to talk about tech chasing. Tech chasing happens when an opponent is still in hit stun, which is when an opponent hits you and you cannot move for a certain amount of time, and you hit the ground and lie there. You are left with 4 options: get up in place, roll away from your opponent, roll behind them, and get up and attack. Each is more useful than the other depending on the situation, but anticipating what your opponent will do when left with these 4 options is crucial, because if you predict the option they choose, it could lead into a combo, or you could even repeat this process and continue to read them to keep them stuck in this state of 4 options. You must also time your attacks so that they can work in the combo, like delaying a move in the combo to ensure you hit your opponent with the strongest part of your attack. Westballz does this a lot, which allows him to know what you're doing, which is how these stylish, career-ending combos happen.
You're a weak back here on that part. Can't get the kill, but oh my goodness!
Technique. This must be his greatest strength, as he is regarded as the fastest player in the game and is regarded as the best player that has the most brutal combos that punish an opponent's predictability. The way he's able to do them so quickly and precisely mimics machinery, as he can do all the mentioned above he displays in about half a second. He even practices doing techs with other characters and does them to a machine's level, as though he's pushing the limits of the game. Not only can he execute tech that none of us could, but he can do it so fast and so precisely that even the best players lose to him just because of his speed, which outpaces them greatly, allowing him to do tech that many people have only seen bots programmed for this game do. It makes you wonder if he's even human, or a circus act. Sure, we covered human player in this. Whatever.